Hi Taurus, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot reader. This is your bi-weekly and love reading, okay? So we've got the first three cards are going to be for this week, the 26th to the 2nd of July. 26th of July to the 2nd of August. The second three cards are going to relate to the week after, which is the 3rd to the 10th of August. And then finally, I'll pull three cards just to look at the love energies around for the next until the end of the month, and then your August love readings will be posted next week, next Wednesday. Okay, I'm filming this on the 25th, which is the day before, and you know, hopefully Mercury does go retrograde on the 26th, so hopefully there'll be no problems with uploading these videos. Okay, so let's get started on your reading, Taurus. Okay, there was a great response for the ones last month, so thank you so much for that, Taurus. I really do appreciate it. I've already shuffled the cards and the cards are ready. Okay, so we've got the Four of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Knight of Swords. And then that's for this week, and then this is for the following week, Taurus, okay? There we go. I just keep them that way so that I'm not distracted. This wants to come out as well, as does this actually, which is quite interesting. These are the two cards that wanted to come out first of all for you, so you've had extra cards. We've got the Six of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. This is what you're going to be riding into the month with. It might be that these are coming. This is victory at work. That's what these two cards symbolize. It might be that you have been frustrated with the work that you've been doing. You've not been maybe happy about it, happy with it. The reason I say that is because of this card here, and I feel like this has been a bit of a theme for you actually, Taurus. You know, we've had the Four of Cups. This was the first card that came out, and the Four of Cups is, fours are about our foundations, our security, the things that ground us, and the structures in our life. And Cups is about our emotional energy and experiences. This is a card of, yes, of boredom in relationships, but boredom emotionally in life. It's like there's no fire, there's no passion really in what you're doing every day. I'm just relating this to you know, to things other than love. I'll pull love in a second. You know, yeah, it can be a rejection, so you could have been rejected or felt rejected, but it's you're reassessing. That's what you're doing. You're reassessing, Taurus, your the work that you're doing. You're reassessing the work that you're doing, the thing that you do to make a living. It's as if there's something else that's within you that you want to, that you're thinking about moving towards, that you want to work on, that you have already been working on. You know, some of you, for example, could be writing a book, or writing you know, producing a website, for example, and you've been working on that whilst you've already have a normal job, a real job, a job that you work for somebody or whatever. You've got your own business, but it's as if you've been putting some work in to feeling better about the work that you're doing. What I would say is, for some of you, you'll stay where you're at. You'll stay working where you're currently working, or doing the job that you currently do, and it'll be your perspective that changes. It'll be your attitude towards it that changes, and that will lead you to feeling victorious with the Six of Wands. However, some of you will move on. Some of you will have been thinking about moving on from work. You've been thinking about moving on from work, moving companies, for example, doing something that's creative, doing something that's more suitable for who you are, and that's a truer reflection of you. You're going to be moving toward that, some of you, and it is going to be something that's positive. So that means that when we have the Four of Swords there as well, what that tells us is that it's an ending to this energy. It's an ending to this feeling of boredom this week. It's like you just want to break free of all the structures in your life, of all the things that you've been doing, the things that you've been doing with work, things that you're just not interested in anymore. Even if it is something that you were passionate about, or something that you're working in a field that you're passionate about, but you're just not doing the specific work within that field that you want to do. You want to change your focus or shift your perspective shift your attention to another. So for example, if you're a doctor, there's doctors in my family, so one of my there's loads of doctors in my family. So it's like my cousin, she might say, she's a doctor, I think she works in A&E. She's an A&E doctor in London. So it's like her saying, I specialise in A&E, but I want to move over to paediatrics, for example. It's like that. It's like you're still passionate about medicine or teaching or whatever it is you do. You just want to work in a different sort of field. You've been despondent and you've been bored, or you've not felt fulfilled in what you've been doing currently. Okay, and there is a change coming. When we have the Wheel of Fortune, this is a change. This is a change in circumstance, a change in luck, a change in fortune. It's good things happening. It's the opportunity to move towards something new. That energy is there in the universe. It's there. The energy. The energy is there for you to take advantage of if you so wish. Now remember, we did just see the Six of Wands, which suggests that some of you have the motivation, the passion, the imagination, to move, the energy to move forward, to move on, to move away, to move towards. That's what this is. And it's fortune, so it means that whatever is coming in is going to be something for your highest good. It's going to be something that is fortunate. It's going to be something lucky. It's going to be something pleasant. Okay? So it's a positive card, that. We next, and finally for this week, 26th to the 2nd of August, we've got the Knight of Swords. Interesting. I mean, this is going to go way over some of your heads, but there's a programme in the UK called Love Island. I love it. Margot Robbie watches Love Island, Anyway, and there were a couple had an argument last night, and she was saying, it was a male and female, and she was saying, I'm upset because, you didn't, he didn't pass this test. Oh, anyway, I'm upset with you because you said this, right, to her boyfriend. And her boyfriend said, listen, I know I said that, but I'm really annoyed at you because you're not listening to all the good things that I said. And it was like he got really angry. Even though he was in the wrong, he got really angry and sort of spoke to her and was really defensive. And he kind of made sense in what he was saying, like I agreed with him, but he was still in the wrong. That's what this energy is. I realised, I was like, that is literally the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is you speaking the truth and you're saying what you're saying is right, and other people would agree with what you're saying. It's just though that you are already in the wrong in the first place. You already have got something to feel guilty about, or you've already crossed a line, or you've already done something that you shouldn't have done. So it's like, yeah, they may be overreacting. Yeah, they don't have the right to treat you poorly because of something that you did in the past, for example. But you're still in the wrong. So it's like you're speaking the truth, but you need to be less defensive and more receptive. This is what this energy is. Now, this doesn't necessarily relate to you, Taurus. This could relate to somebody else. This could relate to somebody having a conversation with you. This could be the type of energy coming towards you. If you do work with an earth sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, this could relate to them. Or it could be the energy that you're feeling. You might want to leave your job, move on, dissolve a relationship, a commitment, and you're right in what you're saying, but just watch how you're saying it, or they're right in what they're saying, but just watch how you're saying it, okay? That's what that energy is for this week. Next week, following week, wow, we've got a brilliant start. We've got the Three of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. Do you know, Taurus, you've had it. The earth signs have had a bit of trouble. Not trouble, but it has been a huge amount of effort. Really, this year for you, the last 6 months for you have been quite impactful on your life, on your experiences, on your self-esteem, on your identity as well. Really getting to know yourself this year, and that, Taurus, is a positive, but it's also something that can be quite discombobulating. It's something that can be quite confusing to experience, and it's something that can be quite traumatic and quite emotionally heavy, okay? But we've got the Three of Cups here, so this is suggestive of celebration, partying, drink, coming back together with somebody potentially, it might be that you want to come back together with somebody, or you want to celebrate this new job, this new opportunity. There is reason to celebrate, but don't be surprised if you feel like this. This is a kind of comparison. So if you are, going to be, it's a Five of Pentacles. Pentacles relate to earth energy, your energy, Taurus, but also Virgo, Capricorn, and they also relate to wealth and things that we manifest in this world, things that we put our energy into to manifest, to bring out into the world for us to see and for other people to see. So if you do this week, between the 26th and the 2nd, go toward a new opportunity, and it seems like that is what's going to happen, but it might be that there's a few regrets, maybe because of this, maybe because of what you said, or what this person said to you, what this earth sign said to you the week before. It's feeling like there's some sort of regret with this card, actually. Maybe some of you are making an offer this week to somebody from the past. Just as I said that, I noticed that was on the bottom. Maybe some of you are making an offer this week to someone from the past, to someone from your past, or someone's making an offer to you, maybe regarding work. We'll look at relationships in a second. And maybe the offer is rejected, or maybe it's not what you thought it was going to be. Maybe you feel sorry, or it's new opportunities. It's around a new opportunity. It's around a new wand energy. Is related to enterprise. It's related to business. It's related to using your initiative to start something, to start to earn money, to do something that earns you money. So it could be an added side gig, you know what I mean? But it's something that you're passionate about. So if you could be, during the day, you could be, I don't know, a mechanic, and then, I don't know why mechanic came to mind, but you could be a mechanic during the day, and then you have got another passion, which is, I don't know, building models of aeroplanes, I don't know, and you start to do that to earn money. You think that there's, I've done this for a long time, it's something that I'm good at, it's something that I can do, I'm going to move toward that, and it might take me a while before I get any sort of financial benefit from it, but just the outlet is really good for you. But it's almost as if the wait, for things to come in, or the new world that you now find yourself in the following week, having made a decision the week before, having left a job, or having had an argument with someone, or told someone to F off, or whatever. It's as if there's you're feeling, a little bit sort of cautious, a little bit sort of nervous about whether you've made the right decision, about whether you've taken the right action, even though at the beginning of the week you're celebrating, you're thinking, yeah, I've got stuff to celebrate, I'm happy, I am victorious, but I am happy, I am victorious. I've got this card as well, haven't we? Even though you are feeling like that, it's also a card of, oh gosh, what now? Like I've gone out on my own. I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing my own business. I'm doing something that I'm more passionate about. But wow, like what if I don't have enough money? What if it all goes really wrong? Like what if no one wants to buy my services? Like what if no one cares? That's this energy. Everything I've just described is this energy. It's like there's a celebration, wanting to move forward, wanting to go on. But when we see the Ten of Swords, this shows that we have felt betrayed. This shows that we have felt upset, let down, angry. All sorts of thoughts have been going through your mind, and related to your. This is more related to your status. It's more related to thinking, what will other people think of me if I take this? If I choose to do this, what will other people think? What will they say? What will they think? And that's something that you've been thinking, or it's something that you've been wrestling with and struggling with for some time, Taurus. I think that what I always say to people is that you've got to treat yourself as though you matter, as though what you feel matters. And I feel like you have been thinking and considering a lot of other people in your decision making. You've been considering a lot of other people, a lot of other potential situations, and it's about your status. So it might be for some of you that you are going from a high paid job to working for yourself and not having much money, or it might be that you are going from a job that is well respected to one that is less you know, by society, which who cares if you do what you want to do. But it's as if that those things have been playing on your mind. It's like a backward step. It might feel like a backward step for some of you. You know, you might have already been working by yourself on your own, in your own business, and then you decide to become employed by somebody else. So it might have, you might have seen it as a backward step in the past, but it is something that you can celebrate. It is something that will bring in new energies to your life. It's something that will bring in emotional fulfillment. And over time it will bring in abundance, because we had the 8 of Pentacles as well, didn't we? So I think for the weeks, for this next couple of weeks, Taurus, really what your job is to accept how you're feeling, and realize that the next, your next phase, your next stage is going to be a challenge, but one that you can overcome and be victorious about. And there'll be lots and lots for you to celebrate, Taurus, okay? So this is what you've got to remember, okay? This is what your focus has got to be, okay? You've got to remember that these are the opportunities that are around you, and these are the opportunities that come in, regardless of the stress and the strain that it took you to get to this point to make that change, okay? You can get there, and you can do it, Taurus, okay? It's been a hard year. It's been a difficult 2018 for you guys so far. I know there's been a lot of changes, but those changes have been within your roots, within your foundations, within your identity, within your and back when I say identity, I don't mean first house. I mean, like, well, I suppose yeah, first house, as in like what people, I think what it's more like what people think of you and what you think people think of you, if that makes sense. Okay, I think that's been your challenge, you know, what you think of you and what people think of you. That's been your challenge this year. That's been the thing that you've been trying to overcome. And I think that type of internal soul searching is actually extremely challenging, and it can be extremely challenging, but the rewards, and believe me, again, wisdom comes from experience, and that's why do you think my channel is called Key Wisdom Tarot? You know, because I can tell you that going through those type of changes, going through those type of events are the things that help us to grow, are the things that help us to feel solid and secure in the person that we are. So once you get to that point, it doesn't matter. I mean, God, could you imagine what people said to me when I said that I'm quitting my job as a teacher, which I've been doing for 10 years. I'm going to quit my job so I can become a tarot reader and a light worker and a Reiki. What do you think people said to me? Do you know what I mean? What do you think? Look, I come from a family of accountants and business owners, and, you know, people who were all serious and stuff. And then I want to be a Reiki Master and tarot reader and a poet and a writer. And what do you think people said to me? Do you think everyone was like, yeah, that's a great idea? No. Everyone was like, are you mad? What are you doing? Like, no, like, that's crazy. You know, you need to... I was like, listen... You know, the most important thing for me in my life is that I feel good and I feel happy about where I'm living, how I'm spending my time. So what is the point in me trying to live for other people? And that's the same for you, Taurus. What's the point in you trying to live for other people? Do you know what? I was urged, even though I'm only pulling 3, to pull this card out. And this is your energy. This is you. This is the Hierophant. You know, these are your structures in your life, your structures, your foundations, your traditions, the things that you believe in. And this is you, this is your energy, you know. There's diligence with this card, Hierophant, but there's this very strict, there's a strictness about your energy. There's a strictness about your energy. And there's a sort of unrelenting, I should say. You have an unrelenting approach to yourself, where what I mean by that is you are, even though your sign, like all the earth signs, is feminine, actually, yeah, people get confused with, because they think that feminine means compassionate. It doesn't. It's the opposite. It's masculine is the compassion. Anyway, it's as if for you do not allow yourself to indulge your words in your mind, not mine, indulge in your emotions, in your emotional responses. And obviously this year you've been challenged because it has been about your identity. So it is about your tiny box. You know that what that means. It has been about your identity. It has been about your self-esteem, your experiences, how they've impacted you. And I think that that's why it's been such a challenge for you this year, because you're not usually indulging or reflecting or being mindful of your emotional responses and the things that have caused you to be the person that you are today. And, you know, both general, like both in work and in non-romantic relationships, you know, friendships, and with your family, that's been it's been a bit of a balancing act for you this year, Taurus, because I think you're starting to understand and just naturally open up and recognize that, oh my gosh, like I do feel this and I do recognize that this is important, but it's like there's almost a fear to voice that, because it seems so different from how you usually are. But I want you to realize and recognize that you've been doing the work this year. You've been doing the work already in 2018. So yeah, we're going to start seeing the manifestations of that out in the world. So that might mean for you guys change in relationships, change with work, changes in relationships with parents and family, changes in long-standing friendships. You know, they might look at you side. What does Wendy Williams say? I don't know. You know, they might look at you with a wonky eye. I think that's what she says. Your friends, your family, your loved ones, thinking, gosh, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with him? Like, you know, everyone loves Taurians. You know, Taurians are great sign. Everyone loves them. But you know, you have got to be about pleasing you and not about other people. And that's not being selfish. You've got to show compassion, equal compassion towards yourself and to others. Okay, these are the Reiki precepts, and these listen, I live my life by these, babe. See, Tiny's barking, so you know what that means. Okay, look, quick love. Okay, so again, page of wands. So this is a card of passion. It's a card of in this instance, the word that came to mind is intimacy. Yeah, I think this is something that you're really wanting. You're really craving, some of you, intimacy, Taurus. And it could be that you are you're craving that intimacy with yourself or intimacy with somebody else. I mean, usually the pages are messengers, they're helpers, they help us, you know, remember, you know, and they also related to young inner child. So it could be that connection with your inner child, your that innocent original part of you. You know what I mean? That innocent original part of you. It's as if you, because I always think that we come out, we're born, you know, as babies and we can't talk, but we are already fully formed. Like our personalities, who we are, as in who we are spiritually on a soul level, is there already. And it's all the stuff that happens in our life that's the difference between higher self, which is who you are when you're born as a baby, even though you can't speak, and lower ego. This is like the stuff that we learn in our life, and that shapes our perspective and our personalities and our way of being and our way of knowing. And it's as if you're wanting to connect again with really truly who you are at a soul level, your inner child. You're motivated to move toward that. You want a little bit more freedom from your, as I said, you know, that unyielding nature you have of accepting your inspirations, your passions, your love as well. Okay, so remember, this is only to the last week of August, whatever. Just looking at some energies, and then I'll do your August full reading anyway for love. We've got the Hanged Man. So this is a card of waiting, of stasis, but it's one of seeing things from a different perspective. And also with the Hanged Man, it's about wisdom. You know, this is about understanding the impact of the past traumas that they've had on you, understanding, you know, your past experiences, how they've affected you, and how that's affected your ability to show up in relationships. I think for some of you, you know, there's been separations with a loved one, with someone that you love, someone that you're romantically interested in, and this is a card of temperance. And temperance is a card of, yes, take action and then wait for instruction. Take some action, wait for instruction. The action that you need to take is about yourself. It's about self-love at the moment. It's not about, I mean, you can, some of you might be feeling ready to go towards somebody again, but it's almost as if wait till the end of this cycle, Taurus, wait till, you know, we've had the full moon and the the full moon eclipse on the 27th, which is tomorrow. Mercury's retrograde, so it's never well, you know, you've got to feel that vibe, and you've got to try to engage with this energy of what is the universe. You know, what should I do, universe? I mean, I say universe because it covers everything, but what should I do, universe? How do I feel, universe? Ask those questions and wait for the answer. Because I think that I think some of you are awakening to the fact, you know, your third eye, you know, the chakra that's in between your eyebrows, if you will, or not eyebrows, but, you know, the bridge of your nose, top of the, you know what I mean, that space in the, I can't speak. But anyway, your third eye chakra, or your brow chakra, is activated at the moment, which means that you've got a connection to through your dreams, to the divine, whatever you believe that is. And even if you don't believe in anything, I would definitely say, you know, be looking out for synchronicities, and be looking out for symbols in your dreams, any colours that you remember, songs that you remember, numbers you remember, animals you remember, and look them up. And if you're not sure what they are and you want to know, then send me a comment below, and I will tell you what that means, because it's as if your third eye has been activated, and there is a will for you to connect with your inner child when it comes to love and relationships. And really think about, final thing I'll say, actually, really think about how your past relationships, and I don't necessarily mean romantic relationships, but yes, your past romantic relationships, how they've affected you, how they've affected this inner child. What is the things that you've learnt over the years, because throughout your relationships, romantic or otherwise, relationship with your mum and your dad and your brothers and your sisters, relationship with your friends, what has that done to the innocence of this inner child for you, Taurus? That's your I would say, for this next week, or for this, you know, for this last part of July, I want you to consider that, and consider how, which is what the hangman is, consider how those things have impacted and affected you, and how you show up in relationships, okay? Right, Taurus, I hope that was okay. I've gone over a little bit, but you know how your readings come through for me. Oh my gosh, my ears have just started ringing. If you haven't already, please subscribe, click the bell. Also, I was going to say, God, sorry, my ears are just, it's because I'm tuning into your energy, Taurus, that's what it is. Oh, sorry. If you haven't already, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. I will be putting out your August love readings next week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Also, for daily readings, go onto Instagram, Kiwis and Tarot, or Facebook, Kiwis and Tarot, and follow me. And yeah, you can have daily readings on there as well. Okay, Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed your reading, and I will see you back. Don't forget to comment and like. I'll see you back here next week. Okay, thank you very much, Taurus. Take care. Bye.